Good evening, brothers, sisters, and gender norm resistors. It's time once again for some more of the Outer Worlds with me, your host, Ollamh. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I think we're almost done with this game. I think we've probably got one. I don't know if we'll finish it tonight or not. We might. We might actually wind up finishing it tonight. It depends on how much other stuff there is to do. I think we're actually to the point where, you know, once we get the chemicals, then I think we're ready to just go on to the Hope. Now I did get a suggestion from a friend that said, hey, so before you go doing that, before you go into the basement, save the sprats. They said, save the sprats. That will make it a lot easier. So we're going to take a look and see. I guess there's somebody, the tunnel with the sprat killers and stuff like that. We're supposed to save some sprats for some reason. We'll take a look and see if we can't find where that's supposed to be. So with that said, let's go ahead and load up the game and get her going. So yes, we're going to say, hey, wait a second. We actually want to come back out into the city. And I think they said it was like right beside the entry to here.
Okay,
so
going quiet.
We actually want to go up to the city proper. But they said they should be. I think there's supposed to be somebody here that's like, if we talk to them.
Oh, what are you doing here?
Just looking around.
Well, there's nothing to see here. Nope, nothing at all. Laws, I knew it. You got me. I'm caught, aren't I?
Look, whatever's going on, maybe I can help.
I work in the lab at the Ministry of Accuracy and Morale. Some of my sprats went missing, but it's not my fault, okay? Maybe I let them out more often than regulations allow, but they need to stretch their little legs. And so what if I occasionally forgot to latch their cage? Everyone gets a little distracted now and then.
Calm down, just tell me what happened.
They escaped, and before I could coax them back, they'd made their way to the maintenance tunnels. Even if I did dare go down there, they're among all the common sewer sprats and exterminator mechanicals.
I mean, I could look for your sprats.
Really? In that case, take this collection crate. 6 of my little ones are down there, but don't worry, you can easily tell them apart from common sewer sprats. They have intelligent eyes, an agreeable yet reserved demeanor, and a fondness for hiding. Also, they're white rather than green.
Oh.
Please, do take care, and do mind the exterminator mechanicals. If the worst should happen to my little darlings, well, I still want their bodies. For science, of course.
All right. I think I shot one of them. So, white sprats. 6 white sprats. Yeah, I kind of shot one. But even if they're dead, even if they are dead, he still wants the bodies. For science, of course. All right, come here. Aha! Wow, these little buggers are fast. Wait, no, you're green one. Okay, so there's 3. All right, so yeah, let me guess. One of them's in here. No? Really? Okay. Oh, you're green boy. Already been down there. All right, there's... I think we're up to 4? Five. We're just missing one more. You know what? Let's... Okay, so we found 5 sprats. Oh, there's a lab sprat right over here. Yep. Okay, so now we've got all 6 sprats. I mean, we didn't really save them. But I mean, in theory, he should be okay with it. I mean, I saved 4 out of the 6. I may have actually shot one of them, but he doesn't need to know that.
Any luck finding my sprats?
Yep.
Truly? Why, this is marvelous! Oh, dear, it looks like some of my darlings have suffered violent misfortune. Nevertheless, it's good to have them back. Thank you for your help. I'm afraid I can't spare much, but I hope you'll accept this. Now, I've got to get back to the lab before my supervisor logs my absence.
All right, so now we need to go back into... Go back up and sneak back into the maintenance, the... What was it? The Ministry of something or other, or... The Ministry of some bullshit or other... Okay, now I have the fast travel for this district. Yay! So yeah, I guess he can actually give us the access code so that we're just like, we don't have to worry about guards or anything. Ministry of Accuracy and Morale. That's right. Be a better you with Adrena time. Yes, be a psychotic effing motherfricker. All right, so we'll go down and Really? Really, Parvati? You stared at me and gave her the side eye and was like, oh, whatever. All right, so let's save. I can hear sprats.
My mysterious sprat savior.
Hi.
An unexpected surprise.
Yeah.
But what are you doing here?
I need to inspect the dimethyl sulfoxide.
On the other side of the lab? Why, that requires a top-level clearance. After all, we're running low on the stuff.
Come on, after I found your sprats?
Oh, very well. I really shouldn't be doing this. But you did help me out. Take this key card. It'll get you into the hibernation lab where the remaining dimethyl sulfoxide is. If you're seen by any of the guards, however, I'm afraid I can't help. Good luck.
Okay, so that gets us in.
I haven't seen you before. You're not a test subject, are you?
Yes, I am. All right, let's take a look at the lab notes. Trial 27. I tried replicating the work of Dr. Wells what Dr. Wells initially did on the revivifying formula, but his notes are basically unintelligible. This may take a few iterations. Trial 64. That's tetraborate ethanol and not toasted dinner roll. Trial 68. Maybe it is toasted dinner roll. Trial 82. Powers that be are demanding results. I've submitted my catalog of dead sprats. Trial 127. I didn't realize it was possible to run out of sprats. Trial 128. Which genius left the new shipment of sprats in the kitchen? Trial 237. Still attempting to complete Wells's formula. Still going through a dozen sprats a week. We've got a lot of work ahead of us if this is ever going to be effective at reviving people from long-term hibernation. Right. Well, thankfully, I happen to know.
I'll keep it down.
All right. So, yeah, the guards are still not going to be happy with us. Thankfully, the scientists...
What's this I hear about you ordering more tests performed with sample 4157? That batch failed spectacularly.
I saw a variance in the results that we never accounted for, so I had the techs run the trial again. And the results were 0.003% different this time.
Do the words statistically insignificant mean anything to you?
Of course, but we're obligated to explore every possibility.
We're obligated to get a working formula before Akande has us all in tanks to help test the next batch of samples. Now get to work.
I love how the scientists are just like, yeah, whatever. We don't care. Right, so we found a workbench and looks like a warehouse where they're keeping pods and stuff. Oh, crap.
What?
Yep. Okay. So that way is a no-go.
Hmm.
Excuse me. Necrolapsy lab?
Let the record show that subject 23K's cause of death is cerebral vascular incident.
You lab notes. Let's see here. All subjects have perished after undergoing multiple hibernation cycles. Massive cranial hemorrhaging upon removal from hibernation chamber. 61B, intestinal rupture upon removal from hibernation chamber. 82C, lab technician accidentally shorted hibernation chamber. Subject electrocuted. Subject 15R, pulmonary edema upon removal from hibernation chamber. Okay, so yeah. These are, all right. Let's do another quick save. Okay, so he's up there right now. So, all right, if we follow behind him, you were like super quick to spy me and
Nothing there.
okay, so we hide here. Wait for him to go up and then come back down. And we should be good. Oh, okay, so we need to actually go around. Oh, okay. Not quite as easy as I thought. So where... Oh. Where do we need to go from here? I'm sure, yeah, that's barred. Okay, so we need to go upstairs from here somehow. Containment? Okay, you guys all just... Okay. So can we get to here? Yes, we can. All right. Oh, maybe we can do a little industrial espionage? Or more to the point, industrial sabotage. We like sabotage. Oh, yes. Containment log. UDL security scooped the subjects up from various locations around Halcyon. None displayed any behavioral abnormalities or homicidal tendencies. We tested revivifying formula number 132 on them with the one with high concentration of adrenatime, and they began exhibiting hyperaggression. Whatever you do, do not open the cells. Well, come on in. Come on in, ladies. Come on in. We'll close the door behind us. Open the cells.
What? Something's open fire! I'm out of ammo! Reloading! Huh? Calm down! No! Please don't hurt me! I'm switching target! Reloading! No!
Make him regret it. Get on. Down, baby. That's the last of them.
Well, I'm not sure that was the greatest. Let's see here. Short of a major breakthrough, we'll have no hope. They have more success. Let's see here. Tests are ongoing, but so far nothing. Yeah, little has succeeded. In other words, they can't crack the code. They cannot manage it. Reputation with the board has decreased. Big surprise. Wait, so how the heck do I get down there? Oh, here. Take the stairs. So there's the container for... yeah. Let's see. View lab notes. The addition of dimethyl sulfoxide to the current round of tests has resulted in some improvements. Subjects are showing improved circulation and increased neural activity. However, our formula is still missing something. We are still unable to fully revive subjects from long-term hibernation, and removing their supply of dimethyl sulfoxide results in a rather excruciating death. The problem is compounded when we consider reviving and freezing test subjects multiple times over their lives. To make matters worse, we've had a hard time securing additional dimethyl sulfoxide. We may have to make do with this batch. I hate to break it to you, buddy, but nope. Warning, this procedure may result in the invalidation of experiment results and the death of human test subjects. Furthermore, sudden withdrawal from dimethyl sulfoxide is highly lethal and will result in the cancellation of any in-progress experiments. Experimental integrity and test subject vitality can be maintained by leaving 73.629% dimethyl sulfoxide concentration in circuit. No, I'm taking it all. We need all of this. Experiment authorization, Charles Rockwell. Yeah, we're taking it all. Didn't know they'd make us sit there and listen to all of that. That was a bit more gruesome than I intended, but you know, I mean, they didn't even know how to revive them properly. And we can fast travel, so we haven't turned all of Byzantium against us, which is good. What I was trying for.
You have a message from Adjutant Sophia Akande.
No one ever looks quite the same in person as they do in my reports. And my reports of you have been exceptionally thorough. You've had quite a career.
Hey, I'm just getting started.
I'm glad to hear that. This may come as a surprise, but I happen to enjoy your work. I've been keeping up with you ever since Emerald Vale. Now that was an interesting piece of work. A rundown backwater, barely worth the ink on a map. Until you showed up. When you cut off power to Edgewater, you saved me a great deal of trouble. Now I don't have to bother trying to save that town. All this happened because some mysterious stranger fell out of the sky.
I get it. You're well informed. Can we move this along?
You have something I want. I'd like to negotiate.
You people need better security. Anybody could have lifted those chemicals.
Yes, I'm aware that you stole a batch of precious chemicals and destroyed an important experiment. Enterprising of you, if irritating. My scientists tell me they'll restore the damage you've done within a matter of months. But I'm not here to talk about minor setbacks. Phineas Wells is wanted by the board. I want to convince you to turn him in to us.
The answer is no. Ada, We're done, Ada.
You're making a serious mistake.
Adjutant Akonde's call has been terminated. Will there be anything else, Captain?
Let's get out of here while we can.
Now arriving at Phineas's top-secret orbital lab.
Don't announce it like that. That sounds weird. We'll keep our powerhouse team. Time to go talk with the doc.
I've kept myself busy in your absence, optimized my formula. I'm now confident I can revive the remaining colonists.
Good.
All I need now is the dimethyl sulfoxide. I'll take as much as you can give me.
Yeah, I found the chemical in the ministry. The board was testing it on human subjects.
Human test subjects? Oh, that's grotesque. That's unthinkable. That's exactly what I'd expect out of the board.
I had to let the subjects die, but I brought back all the chemicals they had.
Thank you. You've brought me enough chemicals to get started, at least. I'm just sorry they came at the cost of human lives. Those poor people, they must have died in agony. What exactly was the board trying to accomplish?
Something about repeatedly reviving humans from extended hibernation?
What nonsense! People aren't just slabs of meat the board can freeze and thaw at their convenience. I'll tell you this much. The board scientists are hopelessly lost. After years of fruitless experimentation, they've made exactly zero progress.
The colony's on the verge of collapse. The board's been trying to cover it up.
I know. I've suspected as much for years. Of course, I don't expect the board to do a thing about it.
Naturally.
Driving our colony to the brink of destruction for decades. The board's mismanagement put our colony on the road to collapse. If we don't put a stop to them, thousands of colonists are going to die.
It kind of gets worse. The chairman's planning on freezing every worker in Halcyon.
Hold on. Let me see if I understand this correctly. You're saying that Halcyon's on the brink of total collapse? And the chairman's plan to save all of us is to save himself? I always knew Halcyon was heading toward a systems collapse, but I never imagined we were already there. The board made this crisis, and now they want to solve it by freezing the rest of us?
Yep.
That's not a plan. That's a goddamn escape clause. Do you realize what this means for the Hope? For your fellow colonists? The board's going to kill them all. Toss them out into space, just to make room in their hibernation chambers.
We need to think about this. There has to be something we can do.
Short of lining up every member of the board and shooting them in the back of the head. Do you know what's waiting for us on the Hope? Scientists, engineers, artists, the brightest minds Earth ever sent us, uncorrupted by the board. The board's going to dispose of them all and transform the Hope into a prison for the rest of us. They're likely on their way to the Hope as we speak. We need to get to those colonists before the board. I have enough chemicals to start reviving a few of them, but no easy way to get them off the Hope.
Look, there's a way. It's not exactly safe, but we could skip the Hope into the system.
Merciful gibbering law, you're a genius!
I know.
We bring the Hope to us. Skip the entire ship across the distance of colony space, right next to my lab.
The Hope's probably damaged. We'll have to route power from the Unreliable.
Yes, exactly. You're a step ahead of me, but I perceive the shape of your plan. If we link up the Hope to the Unreliable, then use your navigational computer to calculate a reasonably safe vector, we can skip the entire colony ship into the rings of Terra 2.
I don't know much about skip drives, not the physics anyhow. I do know the Hope's real massive. How's our bitty little ship supposed to skip it?
Excellent question, my sharp-witted mechanic. You will use your own ship to power up the Hope's skip drive. Your navigational computer can handle the rest.
I've got a healthy disregard for personal safety, but this sounds crazy, even to me.
Your instincts are correct. By any reasonable definition of sanity, this plan is crazy. Isn't it wonderful? You'll need to switch on the Hope's auxiliary power using the unreliable. Then head to the bridge. Your navigational computer, Ada, should be able to activate the Hope's skip drive. Once you've skipped the Hope next to my lab, I'll have easy access to the frozen colonists. I can start reviving them immediately.
All right, I'll do it.
I know you're wondering why I'm doing all this. Why I believe the people on the Hope are the answer to the colony's problems. The Hope is carrying some of humanity's most brilliant thinkers. Scientists, engineers, experts in their field. If we work together, we can still find a way to save Halcyon. The board would have us believe Halcyon is beyond saving. I choose to believe otherwise. If there's even the slightest chance we can save Halcyon from oblivion, then we have to take it.
I want to talk about
Certainly.
the Hope.
How can I help?
Should I expect any resistance?
It wouldn't surprise me. When I pulled you out of the Hope, the board nearly intercepted me. I expect they stepped up security since my little act of larceny.
Just so we're clear, you do know that skip drives aren't supposed to be used like this, right?
Skip drives were never designed to be used within a system, but I skipped my ship across Halcyon when I rescued you, and that turned out fine, mostly. That is, I ruined my ship and nearly killed myself in the process, but the maneuver was well within acceptable margins of risk. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Right. People aren't going to notice a gigantic colony ship slamming into the rings of Terra 2.
Unlikely. The Hope is as massive as the Groundbreaker, but compared to the rings of Terra 2, positively minuscule.
All right.
The board might notice, possibly, depending on the position of their heads relative to the depth of their collective posteriors.
Well, that's all for now.
A word, Captain?
Yeah.
So we're really gonna do this? I've seen lots of crazy, Captain, but Phineas is in a class of his own. Do you really think he knows what he's doing? Sending us to skip the Hope into Terra 2's orbit right under the board's nose?
Yes, I trust Phineas.
Something tells me you're the first person to ever utter those words, Captain. I think this whole plan's insane, but it'll make a good story, you know, if we survive. Speaking of, I get that Phineas thinks he's saving the colony, but what about you? Why risk your neck on this crazy scheme?
Look, the people on Halcyon deserve a chance. So do the colonists on the Hope.
Coming from anyone else, that would sound like a line from one of those Odeon Pictures movies, but I think you really mean it. Still, all this depends on the other Hope colonists. Are they gonna pull us out of the shit? Or are we all just gonna leave a bigger, uglier stain on this corner of the galaxy?
Look, we'll pull together. I'm confident of that.
You're too trusting, and I'm gonna remember that when I negotiate for my cut of our reward, okay? Well, whenever you're ready to do this, I'm with you. Anything else?
Parvati?
That Chief Junlei sure seems well, huh?
All right, so yeah. Not surprising that Ellie was the one that was like, hey, I'm not totally sure about this. What are we getting out of this? I'm like, you know, yeah, we are making Halcyon a better place.
Captain, I hope Dr. Wells has not dragged you into one of his irrational schemes again. My diagnosis of his mental stability is not flattering. Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance? Certainly, Captain.
Tell me a joke.
What would you like to hear? What happened to the captain who kept pestering his ship computer? The life support was disabled. Ha, ha. Get it? As you wish, Cap. Take care.
I think I'll leave you alone now.
Captain to run the ship.
All right, so we still haven't gotten to Hephaestus. Have we even been to Hephaestus or Typhon?
We have arrived at the Hope. I need you to reroute power from our ship to the Hope's auxiliary generator. You'll have to connect me to the Hope's comm system so I can convince her central computer to enable the skip drive.
Tell me about the Hope.
The Hope is the Groundbreaker's prettier, sleeker sister. She wandered off and got lost for 70 years, but just recently was found. Also, there are hundreds of thousands of frozen organic life forms hibernating in her hold.
What's gonna happen if I skip the Hope?
If your calculations are even slightly off, you could crash the entire colony ship into Terra 2. Or the Sun.
All right, that's it for now. We'll keep Ellie and Parvati. Why not? They are a good team. They are a good team. Ooh, you know what I just realized? I should have probably made sure to maintain my guns and repair them. Ooh, a little laggy there. Let's pop back in and do that because I want to make sure my guns are in good repair before we because I'm sure this isn't going to be easy. All right, there we go. Everything's repaired. Now we're good to go. Oh, there was a workbench right here.
You know, when they posted us here, I told them there wasn't any point. Nobody would be so stupid as to fly to the ass end of the colony for this derelict. Shows how much I know. You've got about 5 seconds to tell me what you're doing here before I make you take a walk outside.
Look, I was sent to repair the reactor so it doesn't explode and take the colony out with it.
Explode? Holy shit. All right. You'll want a uniform so my staff doesn't shoot you on sight. They're a dangerous mix of bored and trigger-happy. We've got a few extra in the old badge station to my right. Good luck.
Thank you. So, pick up a ULD identity cartridge. This whole starving to death thing isn't all it's cracked up to be. On the upside, the bathrooms are the cleanest they've been since we left port. It's made my job a hell of a lot easier. Thorsten Stallwold, custodial engineer.
Wish I could do that.
So do I actually need a uniform or do I just All right, so we need to hook up the auxiliary power here. Patch an auxiliary power source to supplement UDL 002's reactor. Let's take a look at the logs. Pre-launch roll call. Captain Wilhelm Hund. First mate Dana Hund. Navigation Rezi Torrega. Chief engineer Frank Nolda. And medical officer Alexei Volkov. Manual log. Longest trip Donna and I ever took was a week-long sojourn into the Silver Mountains. Even that set her on edge. She's a homebody, always was. She packed so much food we could have been stranded out on those rocks for a month, and we probably would have been just fine. UDL sent us on a team building seminar into the city once. They paid for everything. Donna still packed nutrient bars just in case the bus broke down. It's going to take the ship 10 years to reach Halcyon, an entire decade. It's a good thing UDL provided the rations, else she might have dumped our life savings into mixed nuts and freeze-dried meat. William Hunt. This is it, folks. Say goodbye to the old blue, eh? Yeah, if anyone wants to, good riddance. Why so bitter, Rezi? She's been a good home. Give me a spaceship any day of the week. Well, we'll see how you feel in a year in. So, moment of silence? Or should we make a toast? Anything? Feels weird leaving Earth in the rear view mirror. No, from now on, we only look forward. Alright, power's now being routed from the docking bay. Reactor is now in auxiliary power mode. Power status, let's see here. Engines, navigation, communication, all that is maintenance status. Microwave short-circuited after some idiot left his fork on its plate. Microwave clock has stopped. Microwave is stuck on high power mode. Microwave has stopped working entirely. Bay 5 is 99% capacity. Bay 8 is 92. Bay 12 is 76. Yeah. We need to, we kind of need to get moving, don't we?
Okay.
Message exchange Darling, I've had a frightening epiphany. What's wrong? What's wrong? I've just realized that we'll be nearing our 50s when we arrive in Halcyon. Yes. But our Lucas, when they wake him up, he'll still be 6. By the time he's out of schooling, we'll be nearly 60. I feel as though time is being stolen from us. He'll work on the ship when he graduates. We'll see him again. I hope so, Will. Yeah, you won't. You gotta help me, Alexei. I'm going mental. What's the problem? It's the food. Our rations? Are you having digestion issues? No, I hate borscht, Doctor. I hate it. I can't spend the next 10 years eating it. I thought you had an actual medical problem, Frank. I do. It's disgusting. Get back to your post. You're wasting my time. Come on, there's got to be something you can prescribe. You get used to it or you starve. Up to you.
Looking good, soldier.
Thank you. I need somewhere to get out of my costume so that it will reset.
It's done.
Warning, unauthorized access will result in immediate termination upon your arrival in Halcyon. I'm not going to read out through all the damn logs.
Can't
That's
think
just...
of much worse than drooling on your pillow in front of a bunch of strangers.
All right, where are we go? Oh, we're going right here. Reroute communications through the unreliable.
Can you hear me, Captain? I have successfully integrated myself.
Here we go! Don't mess with us! Nice one!
All right, you were saying, Ada? So now we need to get to the bridge.
I see you've located the stasis chambers. Which pod were you slumbering in for so long, Captain? The missing one, I take it?
That would be a good guess, yes.
Should we assign Sam for a cleanup?
Oh gosh. I'm gonna be sick.
So I'm guessing we need to go... Oh, hey, elevator to take us up. Cheers. And apparently we don't need our disguise up here.
That's the Hope's computer up ahead. I'll admit, I am curious to wake him.
All right, status. No comms. Patch data
Greetings,
through?
Captain. I am speaking to you through the Hope's computer system. It's a rather cramped feeling, but it'll do.
Wait, before I do this, tell me, am I really doing the right thing?
Probably not, but don't let that stop you. My Constellation executables could use some beefing up.
Yeah, just a bit.
Searching. Please stand by. Ah, found one. It will go great, Captain. I am almost 4.01% certain we will not die.
Great! I'm ready to skip the Hope.
Are you sure? That is extremely dangerous. Skipping the Hope will void the warranty on the skip drive. And also potentially kill an entire planet. How is my humor now, Captain? Improved?
A little bit. Just a little bit. Go ahead and skip the Hope to Terra 2.
Jump starting the skip drive. Destination set to the rings of Terra 2.
Do it.
In case I don't get another chance to say it, it's been interesting, Captain.
Doing it. I mean, affirmative. Skipping the Hope in 3, 2, 1.
ADA, does your captain seriously intend to do a micro-jump in system with engines that haven't been powered in 70 years on a derelict ship?
That is what my captain intends, yes.
But that is a gross misuse of the skip drive. The Zero Point Drives Corp and I will not be held responsible for any damage incurred during transport, and this will cause extreme damage.
Yes, I am aware of that.
You should not be doing this. The humans will die.
Thank you, Hope. It looks like all systems are go. Captain, I would advise you to hold on to something. Now.
Okay. Thanks for the warning. Well, it worked.
Oh, good. We are still alive and have successfully skipped into Terra 2's orbit. I reported as much to Phineas Wells, but he has not responded. Perhaps you should check in on him.
Oh. I feel like I've been turned inside out. Let's not do that again.
I'm gonna run out of...
Oh. Not so fast! I don't recognize you. Are you new here?
You probably shouldn't be talking to me. Corporate doesn't like us socializing on duty.
I'm just trying to make sure you belong here.
I was transferred here by HHC.
I guess you've got a point.
I better get back to work.
Don't.
Okay, so we do have some dialogue options, you know. Okay, looked like there was massive fighting going on there. Where am I supposed to be going? Oh wait, that's right. We went through like a couple of these, didn't we? Nope.
Take your best shot, asshole!
Keep up, ladies. Whew.
Captain, I am receiving a transmission from Dr. Wells. The transmission is marked with priority status. Captain, I shall now play the transmission I received from Dr. Wells.
The board is here. They've found me somehow. They're about to blast my door open. I can't stop them from getting me, and there isn't enough time to explain everything. But there's something very important you need to remember. The board, all their lackeys, they're all a bunch of swine. Do you hear me? They're fucking corporate swine. You fucking pigs!
Right.
I'll take you all out with me. I'll never...
It would seem the recording captured some rather dire events. I presume you'll want to dock at the orbital lab to check on your associate as soon as possible. How can I be of assistance? May luck be...
Yeah. Let's get down there and see what the hell is going on.
We have successfully arrived at Phineas's orbital lab, Captain, and we are still in one piece.
So, swine, pigs, something to do with the cysty pigs. Is that what you're saying?
I'll keep it down. Slick.
What was that? I better take a look.
All right, personal files. First entry, the Hope made it to Halcyon after all, 25 years too late. The board doesn't know what to do with the entire ship full of frozen colonists, so naturally, they're going to leave them there. Corporate tells us revival is impossible. They've tried absolutely nothing, and apparently they're out of options. Balderdash. Cellular regeneration after long-term hibernation is really just a question of thermodynamics. I'm quite confident I can find a way to revive the Hope's colonists, if only Corporate would authorize my request. frankly, I don't see why I need the permission of my employers to conduct experiments in the name of scientific advancement. What nonsense! Did Newton beg permission from his employers before discovering the 3 laws of motion? Genius is not beholden to the vicissitude of bureaucracy. Besides, the Hope has a cargo of hundreds of thousands of colonists. The board practically expects a few to go missing. 113 seconds. New record. Most of my subjects last 93 seconds on average before total cellular liquefaction reduces them to several gallons of organic soup 3 degrees above freezing temperature. 113 seconds of screaming. This subject was stronger than the others, but in the end, his body failed to survive the revival process. He was my 12th subject to die. I don't know how much longer I can keep doing this. Strictly speaking, I don't know. The Hope has hundreds of thousands of colonists. I've only experimented on 12. How many more experiments before I successfully revive a single subject? 1? 10? 100? 500? Statistically insignificant. If I experimented on one subject every month, I would not make a dent in the Hope's population in a lifetime. I can still hear the screaming. Trouble sleeping, trouble concentrating, psychological toll significant. On to number 13. So yeah, you think about it, they did hundreds, like the people on Byzantium did hundreds of experiments. He's done 12, and he's already seen significant improvement. And he's not working with somebody else's stuff, somebody else's formula. I always suspected this would happen. The board finally discovered what I'd done and sent their headhunters to track me down, but they'll never find me. They say I'm a murderer, and they are right. I am. I regret what I've done, but I'm not about to turn myself in to the board. I'm not going to go begging the board's forgiveness. Only the Hope's colonists can forgive me for what I've done. They're the only people who can set things right. I'm going to find a way to revive them, no matter how long I have to stay in hiding. I've got my notes with me, I have my equipment, and now I have this lab. It's time to return to work. Open the panel? Oh, Tartarus nav key.
You got nimble fingers, Captain.
So I'm sure his password was probably the pig's name. Ah, yes, see, there it is. Just sitting in the cysty pig. That's why he was saying that they're swine! Swine! They're pigs! So now we need to go to Tartarus and save the doc. And we've got about half an hour. We can probably squeeze it in. Make sure everything is in good repair.
Not today. Captain, as it appears we may soon be embarking for a maximum security prison planet, I believe the crew would like to speak with you to, as you humans put it, air some concerns.
All right, bring it on. What's everybody got to say?
Well, folks, I ain't exactly keen on busting into a prison, but riddling board stooges with bullets does sound like a ride and a half.
Mr. Phineas is just about the only person with power trying to do any kind of good in Halcyon. We gotta bust him out.
To extract the scientist, you will need to infiltrate the labyrinth. But that course of action is likely to be quite dangerous, Captain.
All right, so what's so bad about the labyrinth?
The labyrinth is a massive maximum security prison on an uninhabitable planet. Being incarcerated there is seen as a fate worse than death.
Still, we can't do nothing. Wouldn't be right.
The armed surveillance protocols on a maximum security prison planet are highly sophisticated. As such, escapes are historically quite impossible and deadly. I am programmed to warn you whenever you exhibit inclinations toward risky behavior. Breaking into Tartarus will not be easy.
Getting in is the simple part. It's getting out again that's the trouble. Trust me, I know.
Let's just do it. Kick down some doors, grab Doc Wells, and cut a path out. We don't need a plan. We got guns.
If you really mean to do this, you should see to your final affairs and close out any unfinished business. Once you sneak into Tartarus, you may be there a while. Or permanently.
All right, so crew, what do you think about all this?
It's the craziest plan I've ever heard. And I mean that as a compliment.
You didn't hire me to think. And I ain't about to start now. You're my boss. And I'll walk into fire with you.
I think it's insane. But maybe the colony needs a healthy dose of insanity right about now.
I know it's dangerous. And I won't lie and say I'm not scared out of my wits. But I couldn't live with myself if we didn't do something.
You're asking for more than bravery from us, Captain. But there are worse ways to go than dying for a good cause. I'm in.
Let Sam get the grime out. It's what our units do best.
The entire plan is a terrible idea, but I admire your bravado, Captain, which leads me to illogically believe, against the odds, that you will be successful.
All right, we're doing it. Everyone, strap in.
If we don't make it, at least it'll be a great story.
Got my trusty tossball stick, got my ass-kicking boots. I'm ready, boss.
Outstanding.
You can count on us, Captain. We're crew. For real crew. That means we got each other's backs. Right?
Never thought I'd volunteer to break into a prison. Seems like your tendency towards risky behavior is rubbing off on me, Captain.
Command not recognized.
Waiting on your command, Captain.
All right. Let's do this shit. You know what? We're gonna go ahead and save once real quick. Just because this is like, hey, you know, you're going into the final showdown. Yes, we're ready. Take us to the damn planet. Now, I already did. I already saved. Jeez.
I am pleased to inform you that we have arrived at the labyrinth. Please be advised that the punishment for trespassing is execution. Please be advised that electrical storms on the surface of Tartarus make departure impossible at this time.
Know anything useful about Tartarus?
Resident count is as follows: 3,071. Resident deaths, including but not limited to executions, are as follows: 1,684. Resident escapes are as follows: 0. The interior can be chilly. Take a scarf with you, Captain. I would also ask that you leave your captain's ID with me, in the event that you do not return.
You promise not to leave without me?
I can make the assurance that I will not leave with another captain, unless you do not return within 876,541,652 hours. Oh, speak of the devil. Captain, I am receiving a transmission from the prison's docking authority now.
Attention, unauthorized spacecraft. This is a maximum security installation. Your presence here is an explicit violation of UDL corporate policy. You are hereby confined to your docking platform until a ticket detailing your crimes has been filed and notarized, at which point your vessel will be seized and you will be executed.
What the hell is it with you people and landing violations?
I'm sorry, you people? Did you just cast a generalization on upstanding UDL employees? That's a fine of 200 bits. You're up to 5,708, not including the cost of your execution and the disposal of your remains, which will be assessed posthumously.
Oh man, see, my persuasion, my lie isn't quite high enough. If you're just gonna kill me, why bother with the ticket?
Protocol is important, sir. The sentencing of one crime does not preclude the sentencing of another, technically speaking. Tartarus Docking Authority signing up. Hang on. Looks like you're gonna have company at the execution. Another ship just pulled into your dock. Wait, is that from the Groundbreaker? What the? Pay no mind to that, just have a pleasant day.
Transmission terminated. How can I be of assistance?
Wait, somebody else is here too? All right, we'll keep with Parvati and Ellie. Why not? They've seen us through so much crap.
Okay, keep him quiet.
The captain did right by us once. Now it's our turn. The board will never own Groundbreaker. Not while I breathe. Push on, Mardat!
Put him down!
Oh.
Stay down, all head. Dump the body from the rest. Somebody clean up this mess. Groundbreaker doesn't need trash like you.
Here we go!
What was that?
That's the last of them.
A list of passwords for something called a RAM. There are 3 columns, but only one is legible. The rest have been scratched out. Today's password is 1.akande. Interesting. So, where the hell am I going? Ah, looks like I'm going down. So I guess I could have, like, used that, snuck around, and, like, used that to get in, to like, turn their auto mechanicals against them?
Used as a prison have for bars when it's got a storm like that guarding the gates.
Right?
Getting in's one thing. Let's just hope we're able to get out again.
Ah, don't worry about it. We're good. We have plot armor.
Let's look around. There's gotta be a few ways through here.
right, so we can go all the way down there. Looks like there's a small section here.
Something's not right.
They're on us. Oh, great work! Their mistake.
Open fire!
You know, gunshot to the groin always smarts, Parvati. Always. Doesn't matter who, does not matter. Nothing matters. You hit him in the groin, it's gonna hurt. Don't care who you are, a bullet, especially a bullet to the groin. Like, not even just, oh no, I hit them in the groin. No, I shot them in the groin.
Clean.
Unexpected noise security patrol initiated.
They got the drop on us. Down they go!
Wow, they really just like hammered me on that one.
I can take a hint.
No, I did not kill anybody for no, I didn't. No, I told her she was fucking nuts. I told her she was nuts. Yeah, she's fucking insane. And then I got the doc to go along with and go in to Phineas.
What was that?
Question, what was it?
Don't mess with us.
System alert. Sweeping beat.
All together.
Take him down!
Yourself up, Captain.
Yeah, working on it, working on it.
Deal with this one!
Don't quit on us, Parvati. enlighten me.
All right, let's eat something. Yeah, I could not side with Sublight. I couldn't do it. I could not side with Sublight. It's like, nope. Just nope. Hack the access codes. Ooh, plasma launcher. Borscht Pockets. Is that anything like Hot Pockets? Only more disgusting? All right, so buy some meat, I guess, or some meat-based products. All right, to the pit we go. Woohoo! We have officially entered the slog.
Here we go! One!
They won't try that again.
No, they won't.
Unexpected.
Unexpected what? Sorry, I know, terribly rude of me to just interrupt you like that, but... All right, up we go.
Let's go, troops. Stellar Base counting on us.
Yeah, that's how we fucking do it.
Damn right, Iconoclast. Let's fuck some shit up.
like your path's at an end.
Okay, here we go!
Are you kidding me? There we go.
Fucking do it! That's the great asshole! He's gonna sell your shit for beer.
See, helping people does have a benefit.
What?
Let's show him.
I don't even need the scope. I can shoot from the hip and be like, yo, you're dead. Yep, and you're dead. And you're dead.
Their mistake. Bullseye. Don't mess with us.
Really? You just saw me sneaking past. And you turned and walked away. Man, these people are idiots. Unseal the door, thank you.
Well, look who it is.
Hi, dickbag.
I'll be damned. I was prepping the studio for our announcement, and here you are as a bonus. I had heard you'd taken a mechanic under your wing. What's the matter, girl? Couldn't find actual employment?
The captain's treated me right. Better than any of you board folk ever have. I'm exactly where I want to be.
Ah, and the wayward doctor. Are you about done with your escapades? We have faces that need lifting, after all.
These days, I'm more interested in breaking them. Wouldn't mind taking a swing at yours.
When you go off and get yourself shot, try to avoid taking one to the face. I'll want it recognizable to show to my citizens.
Chairman Rockwell, I presume.
My word! You've correctly identified the most recognizable man in the colony. Remarkable. It's a wonder what Phineas saw in you. Then again, he's an insane person. Thankfully, he's our insane person now. A proper company man.
Please, Phineas would rather die than cooperate.
Yes, he is an extraordinarily obstinate fellow, isn't he? Fine, he isn't working for us per se. Semantics, he'll come around. But that's between us. As far as my adoring citizens will know, we've turned a dangerous crackpot into a working-class man. It's a miracle.
That crackpot is saving the frozen colonists you gave up on.
Oh yes, go on, wake them up, add more mouths to feed. That'll solve our starvation
They're smarter
problems.
than any of you assholes.
I don't know what half-baked plans that simpleton in a lab coat has been leading you through, but it's done. It's over. Let me ask you something, Captain. Have you at any point thought about not fucking up our entire society?
We're helping, which is more than you can say.
No, actually, I haven't.
I'm making actual progress towards stabilization and recovery. You're just getting in the way.
You know, I wouldn't have to if you'd be more cooperative about all of this.
Oh, right. This coming from the psychopathic outlaw. Yes, I'll try to be more open-minded about your path of wanton dissent. We don't need your help.
Yes, you do. You clearly do.
We'll have to agree to disagree on that one, Captain. Now, if you don't mind, I have to finish prepping this script.
Keep him quiet, Cap.
Down they go!
That's the last of them.
never liked him much anyway. Cameras. Jim, I'm trying to get started with Akande's orders. I'm trying to get straight with Akande's orders. Only a few things more from my end, but I don't know what we'll do about cameras. She says security footage ain't enough. They want proper reels? What's going on? She's bringing in a VIP for internment. Security's ramping up too. Sorry for the inconvenience. It's a fine mess down here. Said something about recording an announcement. They're all overly excited. It's hush-hush, but I guess the VIP's been on the run for a while. I bet the engineers have a few cameras. I'll see if I can track some down. Jim, appreciate it. You know her. We miss a check on the list. It's our heads. You have no idea how tough it was getting this fucking green tarp. Yeah, there really wasn't much of a choice. You know, the moment that I realized that I could kill him, oh yeah, it was, I'm gonna pop him in the face. I hate that smug bastard. Damn right it's clean. I only work clean.
All right, MSI. I'm not one for rousing speeches, but the captain needs our help. So get in there and fight!
Watch out!
Take him down!
Don't mess with us.
Time to collect the fine
See what the fuss is about a blast of
Waste of company ammo. Stay down.
Serves you right, dissident.
Waste of company ammo.
So yeah, MSI came to help too.
Really doing this, huh?
Hope you're right about this, Captain.
We just killed the fucking chairman. We cannot turn back.
Captain, you have an uncanny talent for complicating my life. You've disrupted the balance of power. You've upset the natural order of things. You've introduced uncertainty, and there is nothing I despise more than uncertainty.
We're liberating Halcyon, and there's not a damn thing you can do to stop us.
Do you imagine you're leading some grand revolutionary army? The iconoclasts and MSI have put aside their differences and attacked the prison together. I never imagined such a thing would be possible. But here we are.
All me.
You're nothing but a rabble-rouser. I'm going to put an end to your little rebellion, and then I'm going to have you and your associates arrested.
Halcyon is changing. The board can't control us forever.
The board is the only legitimate power in Halcyon. We are Halcyon.
Then grow your own goddamn food.
I admit I miscalculated the extent of your influence. The board's plan never accounted for you. This is a mistake I intend to correct. I have Dr. Wells in my custody. Once I've secured his cooperation, I can move forward with the program. I can repair the damage you've done. I can set things right.
Don't test me, Sophia. It's bad for your health.
I'm aware of your propensity for violence. Halcyon is a bloodier place because of you. I wish you'd simply cooperated with me. You're the finest marksman in Halcyon. You could have been my gun.
I'm rescuing Phineas, and I'm going through you if I have to.
I had a feeling you'd say that. This prison is equipped with an automechanical warden. I've had it programmed to eliminate you on sight and rinse your remains down a drain. And don't worry, I will inform Dr. Wells that you died heroically or something.
All right. Let's give a quick save here. And I've got plenty of ammo. I could use a workbench to repair, but...
Wish I could do that. Great work!
Wait, what are you? Wait, what? We can designate RAM as hostile intruder or access RAM override menu? Yes. Damage to the RAM unit or labyrinth personnel as a result of its security or safety overrides will be marked as against employee error who is currently logged in. So... Akande. Hack the password, hack the third password. RAM shutdown sequence initiated. Did I just bypass the final fucking battle? That is why I love being a sneaky bitch. Because we just bypassed the fucking final battle. We just bypassed the big-ass boss battle because we're fucking sneaky.
Why won't you just jump? The last of him.
No, not even 3 bullets. 2 bullets. 2 bullets to fucking finish it.
Get me out of here!
You don't know how glad I am to see you. You did the right thing. Akande was a monster. Her death was much deserved, and long overdue. And you lunatic, you broke into the board's own fortress just to rescue one doddering old man. You are absolutely out of your mind, and I can't begin to thank you enough.
You know I wouldn't let anything happen to you, Phineas.
I know, my friend, I know. And now it's finally over. The board's finished. It's only a matter of time before the entire system slips from their grasp. You've broken the board's stranglehold on this colony, and you saved my life. But there's still so much we have yet to accomplish. You and I are going to have to work harder than ever to save Halcyon. I'm afraid the situation is far worse than any of us ever anticipated.
Great, and I was just about ready to pop open some drinks and celebrate.
I would like nothing more than to celebrate this victory, but we have a serious problem on our hands. Earth has gone dark. We haven't received a single message in 3 years. There's been no communication, no signals, nothing. 2 years ago, the Earth's Directorate's frigate disappeared on their way back to Earth. We don't know what they discovered when they arrived, or if they arrived at all.
They haven't exactly been hands-on around here anyway. So there's one less rubber stamp to worry about.
Earth is humanity's home planet, Miss Fenhill. The psychological effects of losing our original home will be devastating.
You mean we're all alone out here? Really alone?
I'm afraid so, Miss Holcomb. Halcyon is the only home we have left. Returning to Earth is no longer an option. We're in serious trouble, my friend. Do you know what this means for Halcyon? We can't rely on Earth for support anymore. We've been cut loose. We're entirely on our own.
Look, we have a lot of work ahead of us. We'd better get started. Actually, you know what? I have something to
Yes,
ask.
yes, certainly. I'll help however I can.
What do you think
I
happened?
don't know what happened, but something must have gone horribly wrong. I don't know why Earth's gone silent. I don't even know if Earth exists anymore. We have no connection back to Earth, and return is likely impossible. We're completely alone out here.
How do you know all of this?
I heard it from Akande herself. She tried to pressure me into joining her side, you see. Tried to make me realize that all hope is lost, and that we are alone. She was half right. We are alone, and we're going to have to fend for ourselves, because there's no telling what's happened to Earth.
You mentioned a frigate disappearing?
You might have heard of the Earth Directorate's frigate. Half the colony's entire military was on that ship. They were returning to Earth when they vanished without a trace. That was 2 years ago. We haven't heard a word from them since. Whatever happened to Earth likely happened to them.
You said there haven't been any new messages from Earth?
Yes, Akande mentioned as much. Earth hasn't sent us a single message in 3 years. No one knows why. Akande had kept the truth to herself, perhaps with good reason. Can you imagine what would have happened if word got out? We'd have utter pandemonium.
There's something else. I know about the other colonists, Phineas.
I wasn't trying to hide the truth from you, but after all you've done, I owe you an explanation. Yes, I experimented on the Hope's colonists. Each of my experiments ended in catastrophic failure. Each of my subjects died in agony. You are my first and only success. I didn't tell you about the others because I didn't want to burden you. My failures are my own to bear, not yours.
I forgive you, Phineas.
Thank you. Perhaps in time I'll learn to forgive myself. My apologies. I need to get a hold of myself. We've far more pressing issues to worry about right now. If you have any more questions, ask me. I'll answer as best I can.
No more questions. We got work to do.
Yes, we do. You've done a marvelous thing. You've succeeded where anyone else would have failed, including me. We must begin the revival process immediately, starting with the Hope's brightest minds. And then we're going to fix this damn colony, one problem at a time. We're going to need a leader, and I can't imagine a better person for the job than you. What do you say, old friend? Will you help us?
You can count on me. I'll help you revive the other colonists.
When I revived you, I thought you were going to help me save this colony. I was wrong. I had our roles reversed, you see. You're the one who's going to save us all. I'm just the one who set you on your path. You're the best thing to ever happen to Halcyon. If you want to take it upon yourself to lead this colony, you have my support. We're not a colony any longer, are we? Our last connection to Earth has been severed, and so we have been set free. Our future is uncertain, and no one knows what tomorrow holds. Exciting, isn't it?
You are one fucked up man.
The OSI teaches that everything in the universe happens according to the grand plan. But the stranger that arrived in Halcyon was an unplanned variable. From the moment he landed in Emerald Vale, his actions altered the course of history. The events on Tartarus brought about the end of the Board's authority. But the Board's mistakes would haunt the colony for decades to come. The damage they left behind would require the work of a generation to repair. Dr. Phineas Wells began reviving a handful of the Hope's colonists. Engineers, scientists, technicians, and intellectuals. They were among the brightest minds the Earth had ever sent out into the stars. The Hope scientists and engineers woke up in a colony descending headlong into total collapse. With no way to return to Earth, they had no choice but to band together and devote themselves to the cause of saving Halcyon. The people of Halcyon were nothing if not hardy. In the absence of the Board's authority, many of the colony's settlements banded together with a single purpose in mind: survival. Life was especially hard in the years to come. some towns dissolved by attrition and starvation, but most of them found a way to carry on. In the years to come, Halcyon was forced to reckon with its newfound freedom. The board was gone, and for better or worse, the colony was responsible for its own destiny. Between MSI's worker-centric policies and the iconoclast's manpower, Sanjar and Zora were able to rally many of the Terra 2 townships to their cause. MSI's workforce swelled, and the iconoclasts enjoyed a significant surge in their ranks. The board was too distracted by infighting and internal politics to stop MSI from becoming a powerful corporation and a refuge for townships that might have fallen through the cracks. Consumed by paranoia, Lilia Hagen took Sublight Salvage in a controversial direction, openly accusing board officials of an extraterrestrial conspiracy. One day, an accident at the Groundbreaker's docking bay silenced her forever. Time would tell if her replacement could keep the Sublight family together. The collapse of Edgewater left its workers bereft of any purpose in life. Most of them made their way to Adelaide McDevitt's camp, hoping to ingratiate themselves into her favor. Adelaide accepted only a few to her community. The rest were turned away, and likely died of starvation. Nevertheless, Adelaide's camp grew into a well-established town. Adelaide McDevitt refused to cooperate with the ongoing effort to save Halcyon from collapse. A sympathetic deserter stole a copy of her research and delivered it to the Hope's scientists. It is unclear how useful Adelaide's research was. An optimistic estimate suggests her work may have bought Halcyon another few years of survival. Adelaide would never know. She died that winter. Under the leadership of Junlei Tennyson, the Groundbreaker held firm against corporate influence. The ship's mechanical stability gave Junlei the time to educate a promising generation of engineers, schooled in her family's traditions. The future of the Groundbreaker looks promising. The rediscovery of the Hope and the abandonment of the lifetime employment program forced Byzantium to come to terms with some uncomfortable realities about the state of Halcyon. While Byzantines were reluctant to surrender the luxuries they'd grown accustomed to, the board's diminished authority gave them little choice in the matter. Nearly everyone had to learn to make do with less. Some even had to get jobs. It was a dark time indeed. Even the Gorgon asteroid, though a distant enigma to most of Halcyon, felt the aftershocks of your actions. The destroyed Adrenatime synthesizer became a symbol of the board's cruelty, and a rallying point for Wells and his scientists as they sought to build a more humane, ethical Halcyon. They cleared the dead from Gorgon's laboratories and repurposed them to aid in the crucial work of solving the colony's nutrition crisis. Gorgon, which had once sown death and destruction across Halcyon, became a source of hope and renewal. The Gorgon Project's final explosive end was bittersweet for Olivia Ambrose. She wandered the colony's fringes alone, searching for others like her who despised the board and meant to destroy them. In time, she found Phineas Wells and his cadre of scientists, and she joined them in their efforts to save Halcyon. For a while, she even knew an uneasy peace. But for all that, Olivia found purpose in Wells' project. She was always haunted by the memory of her daughter, Minnie, who hadn't lived to see the better world they were building. She never did forgive herself for the horror her work had wrought on Halcyon, but she remembered fondly the daring captain who'd put an end to it at last. In spite of everything, the Gorgon asteroid remained a sobering reminder of the potential for progress and disaster in humanity's most ambitious efforts. The Rizzo's company in Halcyon dissolved after the collapse of the board. Needless to say, The launch of Spectrum Brown was indefinitely delayed. A stockpile of Spectrum Brown remains buried deep beneath the ruins of the old distillery, abandoned to time and attrition. With the dissolution of the board, Ruth Bellamy found herself without the two constants in her life, Byzantine culture and her sister Belinda. In the face of this new reality, she struggled to find a direction for her life. The colony had moved on from Halcyon Helen and would require new heroes in the years to come. And so Ruth Bellamy decided it was time to exit stage left. She quietly disappeared from public view. The dissolution of the board did not mean the dissolution of the ambitions of Cedric Kincannon, the charismatic leader of Sublight Underground. Cedric offered Slug's transportation services to the newly thawed colonists and set to work ferrying resources and food wherever they were most needed. For better or worse, Slug headgear became fashionable in the following years. As the board began to disintegrate, Spencer Woolrich found himself at a crossroads. Cling to what little stardom remained to him, or help usher Halcyon into its new future. To the surprise of many, perhaps himself most of all, Spencer chose the latter option. Having learned a variety of different skills in the many different roles played throughout his lengthy career, Spencer founded a radio serial dedicated to staying alive despite the odds. His subjects included how to survive violent encounters with only grazing wounds, dispense pithy one-liners for tense scenarios, and, of course, how to look good doing both.
Naturally.
After a brief attempt at dating Helen as one person rather than two, which both Bertie and Helen found too strange, Bertie struck out on his own to try his hand at raising woolly cows. Many of his former Rangers teammates soon followed, accompanied by the woolly cow the team had originally plied with alcohol. The dairy farm thrived under Bertie's leadership and care. The Dairy Rangers privately believed that the woolly cows softened Bertie's temper considerably, although the only one brave enough to say this to his face was promptly headbutted. Due to the board's dissolution, many of the Prophet's old customers no longer found quite the same value in productivity seminars that they once had. With her business drying up, the Prophet chose to take her followers down a new path. Months later, salvagers on Eridanos found clues leading them to a seemingly abandoned bunker out in the wilderness. Inside, they discovered horribly mangled corpses, sacrificed to a blood-scrawled portrait of a sprat-headed deity. The Prophet was not among the bodies. Your influence shifted Ellie's perspective. She finally admitted, albeit grudgingly, that she just might need other people.
Good.
Sometimes. With a steady income from the life insurance payouts, she was finally able to afford a ship of her own. She hired a small crew and flew supply missions to communities on the fringe. Some of them were even legal. Life in Halcyon was sobering for Felix Millstone. The grand revolution he dreamed of never came. There was no great awakening for the colony, no celebrations in the streets. There was only the hard, desperate work of trying to repair a broken colony. Felix never had a head for numbers, but if there was labor to be done, he was there to help. Eventually, Felix realized that the work of a revolution was done with two hands. As much as he enjoyed his adventures aboard the Unreliable, the vicar, known as Max, eventually decided that it was time to move on, to live out the life he had sought so long to create. He knew there were many in the colony who carried burdens much worse than the ones he had struggled with, and he devoted himself to easing their suffering wherever he could. He only ever took up arms again to defend the defenseless. Unshackled from a lifetime of striving and fighting the universe and himself, Vicar Maximilian de Soto was finally at peace. Though Parvati eventually grew comfortable aboard the Unreliable, she never quite came out of her shell. She seemed to prefer the company of Ada to the crew, and she could often be found neck-deep in cables and grease, telling Ada funny stories from her childhood. While the colony fell into chaos, she found an island of relative peace with Ada, and they formed an unusual bond. She decided to remain aboard the Unreliable permanently as its chief and sole engineer. Nyoka returned to Monarch to take another crack at making a permanent life for herself.
I thought I
She formed
had.
the Charon Group, a mercenary outfit of ragtag survivalists and wilderness experts. Anyone in need of a guide or just looking to throw back a beer and swap stories could find her camping on the trail or clearing an infestation. The SAM unit that accompanied you spread awareness of the product line's superior sanitation and maintenance capabilities across what was left of the colony. This led to a boost in SAM unit sales. Did you know that SAM units are the longest-lasting, toughest-acting cleaning solution in Halcyon? Though Minister Clark was eventually released from house arrest, long years of isolation left him a changed man, little suited for bureaucratic work or for the colony that was changing around him. He remained in his estate largely by choice, fading from public view. As for Dr. Phineas Wells, he spent his remaining years in his orbital lab. He eventually came to terms with his own past and was able to forgive the mistakes of his younger self by devoting his remaining years to serving the colony. Dr. Wells was able to revive many more scientists and engineers than he first expected, thanks to the additional batch of chemicals you stole from the Ministry. Wells never forgot about the human lives that were lost in acquiring these chemicals. In the end, Dr. Wells was able to save every scientist and engineer aboard the Hope. Over the next decade, nearly all of the Hope's remaining colonists were successfully revived. Halcyon saw a period of rapid technological and scientific advancement. Breakthroughs in dietary supplements saved the colony from starvation. Geoengineering projects and social reforms began to change the structure and character of the colony. Dr. Wells laid the groundwork for the project to save the colony, but he would never live to see the fruits of his labor. He passed away a few years later. His work was carried on by the scientists and engineers he revived. Today, Halcyon has stabilized. The people of the colony work hard to adapt to their new circumstances. Nearby colonies send aid and supplies. Life will never be easy in Halcyon, but for the first time in its history, there exists a sense of real, genuine hope about the future. And what about you? The unplanned variable in the history of Halcyon. Long after Wells passed away, you carried on his work with more energy, determination, and brilliance than he could ever muster. The years that followed were hard, but Halcyon survived by the efforts of the Hope's most promising colonists, the greatest of which was you. No one knows what's happened to Earth, and no one knows what the future has in store for Halcyon. All we know for certain is this: the name of the Unreliable and that of its intrepid captain will remain the subject of countless stories for years to come.
So yeah, I thought I had finished Parvati's quest, but I guess not, or maybe I chose the wrong choices. I mean, I told her to go for it and everything, but apparently she didn't listen. Or maybe she just, she just was more comfortable with Ada than somebody who's like, writes poetry or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, I will take all of that. I will take all of that because that is exactly how I wanted everything to end up, which was just like, yeah. Which, you know, I wanted it like the board is gone. All of the board members are pretty much just out of it. The board is like just destroyed. And we are, you know, and Halcyon is basically surviving on its own as a proper colony without corporate overlords. So I will take that as a big, major win. So after this, I'm not sure what we're going to do. I'm not sure what game we're going to move to after this. I'm kind of torn between doing one of the Fallouts, like Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, or Fallout 4. I mean, if I'm going to do Fallout, I'm probably going to start with either 3 or New Vegas. 3 was a phenomenal game. Vegas is a bit closer to my heart because it's by Obsidian, the people who originally created Fallout, stuff like that. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what we're going to do. But yeah, that is it for the Outer Worlds. I honestly thought we were gonna have like that it was gonna be like a build up to the big long fight, then like do that afterwards. But no, we got that in under 2 hours. I love the fact that because my hacking was so next level that we just like completely bypassed the big boss fight at the end. It was like, yeah. The big their big auto mechanical warden was just like shut down, and you know, and then yeah, it was, you know, 2 bullets in the head bitch, and we were done. So yeah, I am very happy with that. Now, like I said, I don't know what we're gonna do next. We'll see about what we do next. Maybe we will do Fallout 3. I don't know yet. Maybe I'll put up a poll on our Discord and see, you know, see what's going on there. Anyway, as always, thank you guys very much for watching. If you liked the video, don't forget to the like button. If you're new here, don't forget to the subscribe button. If you want to be kept up to date when we go live and stuff like that, make sure to ring the bell, but also check out the social media links down below, the Facebook page, the Twitter account, the Tumblr account, and the permanent invite for our Discord server. Again, we're probably going to post a poll, and we'll see where we go from here. All that so that you can stay tuned for more from Ollamh Productions. Cheerio!